So the president did promise not just 3% growth, but there were times when he talked about 4, 5, and 6% growth. But we'll stick with 3% growth for the moment. And you can see if I draw this line across here, roughly the 3% line, you can see there's only 2 quarters in which his growth has exceeded 3%. One that had just barely touched it. And if you look out even to the last quarter, which hasn't been reported yet because of the government shutdown, you can see that, in fact, in the last quarter, growth will be well under 2% and declining from there, according to J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and everybody else who looks at this, except for the White House, which is still claiming 3% growth for 2019. But that is a mirage. Now, if you want to take a look at what the consequences of his policies have been that Sarah Huckabee Sanders just bragged about, just take a look at the budget deficit. So as we all know, the budget deficit did hit a low point during the financial crisis, but it came back most of the way. And now you can see that because of the Trump tax cuts and because of the entitlements programs and all of our other obligations, deficits are going to hit $1 trillion next year. They're going to keep going under current policies and exceed $2 trillion by the end of the next decade.
All right, so manufacturing, Steve, take us through where we stand there.
So a couple other things. Manufacturing, remember Make America Great Again was the centerpiece of the campaign. It revolved a lot around manufacturing. And so here's the scorecard on manufacturing. As you can see, manufacturing's a share of the total economy dropped sharply. It's gone all the way back to 2000. You had the financial crisis in here. But here's Trump, and essentially manufacturing's share of the economy really hasn't done much of anything at all. He's added about 500,000 jobs in that area, but we lost 5.5 million, and so manufacturing is no bigger a part of our economy today than it was when Donald Trump arrived. And here's his scorecard on the stock market compared to his immediate predecessors. You can see that he has a very 19.2% increase in the stock market during his 2 years. That's a very good number, except that Obama and Bush 41 actually did considerably better. And obviously, Bush 43 had a rough ride, and even Bill Clinton had a somewhat rough ride. It's amusing that he actually tweeted 13 months ago, he tweeted that the Dow had passed 25,000. And then 13 months later, a couple weeks ago, he again tweeted that Dow had passed 25,000, meaning that in the past year, the Dow has essentially done nothing.